Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we have a brand new Mazda. Gonna give it better sound. So stick around, be right back. Thanks for sticking around everyone. Hope your day's going good. Here it's kind of miserable, a little wet, windy. But that's not going to change us here in the shop. So what we have today is a brand new 25 Mazda 3. And the customer complains the music sucks. It does. I was listening to it, and the sound system in this base model car really isn't good. A couple 4-inch speakers in the doors, a couple tweeters tucked in there, and their attempt at the little subs down in by the feet, and it really doesn't. You can make it sound okay, but it's really lacking on everything. So this customer would like to have a little bit of bass put into it. So what we have is this nice little Pioneer 10-inch sub. It's a nice little factory pre-made box, not a whole lot to it. It's the TS-WX106B, and like I said, it's a 10-inch, rated 1100 watts max, so probably no more than 400 or 500 continuous, which isn't a bad little sub. And then we have our amp here, which is the GM-E190X2, and it's just a small little amp. We'll be using it as a single channel mono amp, and it does 190 RMS at 4 ohms mono. So it's going to be a decent upgrade for what this customer wants. So, and then we have our power RCA's remote little ground strap here. It's not a huge wire, but it's not a huge amplifier either. Maxes out 30 amp of current, so this wire should be good. It's a 8 gauge, and so we should be plenty good on that. So what I'm thinking of doing is having the amp so it's mounted on the wall like that, and then this here will be mounted here, so that way you don't see any wires here in the gap. All the controls for adjusting the amp are right here, and keeps everything else nice and open. So we're going to see how that goes. It's always a good idea to get a plan in mind before you start. Figure out where you're going to mount stuff, and then when you get to the back, everything's all set. You can put things where you want it, and everything should look nice and clean. But in the meantime, we've got a power wire to put in. So come join me at the front of the car. Alright, so here we are with the battery. We've got a nice little terminal here on the side. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Or two. There we go. So we've got a nice amount of terminals coming off of here. I mean, we can use this open one here just as easily. We got a few fused links here if we want to use them, or could even go straight off here, because that's the one that comes straight from your alternator. And then you have your the main power out here, and then tucked way down inside there is where we're going to run our wire through. So I'm going to see if we can't get a better view for you, show you how it's done, and in the meantime, I'm going to go try and run some wire. So stick around, be right back. Alright, so we have the power wire almost run, and as you can see, let's get a little bit more light in there. We've got it set right there next to the battery. It's not his final spot, but it's pretty close. And then it goes way down in there. The good part on that is when you get on the inside of the car, you can see easily where I went through. So, right there, nice, wonderful little grommet. And then right there, that's where we can get our signal from. That's their sub, if you want to call it that. You got the red and blue wires that come off of it. There's also one in the passenger side, and that's one we're using. Not this one. Same idea. 2 wires come off of it, and it's quite relatively easy to get to, so we're going to do that. And it's dedicated, I hate calling it a sub because it's really just a mid-bass, but they do have the sub frequencies going to it that we want for this sub. Now, I've also run the power wire along the footwell. It's all loomed up just like the factory. And then in the back, it's a little darker, but same idea. And I got some extra here that I got to put through the seat into the trunk of the car and work my way from there. So now, with that all done, we're going to jump over to the passenger side, get the RCAs put in, and like I said, it has another one of those little mid-bass drivers down there for the sub. 2 wires, we're going to connect up to them, and then run the RCA cables to the trunk, and then we're going to focus on the back. So stick around, we'll be right back. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around. As you've been watching, we've been hooking up this amp and sub in a Mazda 3. It's a 2025, and it's the non-Bose, so it only has the 6 speakers, but it still has a factory amp underneath the passenger seat, which, let's get some light in here. You kind of see it under there a little bit. A little bit of a pain to get to though, because, well, you either got to take the seat out or you got to take out the screws. But nonetheless, you have the wiring that goes in right here, right from the door jamb area. Our line out converter, it does a remote on switch, so, but it just needs to have power on ground. So what I've done is we have our ground wire and our power wire that's going to come off. These are what feeds the factory amp, and I'm going to connect up to these, run some wire up front, up into there to where my line out converter is going to be hooked in, and hooked up to the little mid-bass driver that's tucked way up underneath there to the 2 speakers there. So you stick around, we're going to get that hooked up, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so we just finished hooking things up here for our line out converter, and as you can see, we have our red and blacks here. That was our power. Try and make that a little clearer. Then, buried in here deep, you have pink and blue wires that are twisted together. Those are the passenger footwell sub. The pink is positive, blue is negative, and what we've done is we've tapped into them, got our harness all put together, everything's going up to our line out converter. Now we just got to connect up the wires, make it look pretty, and then that's done. We've already got the remote on wire and RCAs run to the back. So we're going to go make this look a little nicer, tuck some wires out of the way, and get working on the sub. So stick around, we'll be right back. Alright, so one last quick little view. Up there, it's kind of hard to see, but tucked up there is our line out converter, passenger footwell. Then we have our wire all split loomed along, and we have this here where our power and our connections are. That's all tucked back together and looking clean. Doesn't look like anything was even there. Then we have our rear going along here, That's all tucked up out of the way. And then we have kind of an idea of what we're doing in the trunk. I've got all the wire already hid, tucked out of sight, and I'm thinking of doing something like this. That way, all the wires in this little corner up here, you don't see it. Easy access to your controls. Only wire you'll see is remote, the RCAs. But other than that, it makes it for a nice, clean looking install. I say clean looking, it is clean. And then the sub box will be tucked right up against the seat, and away we go. So we're going to go put some door sill panels back on, and then we're going to come back here and see if we can't figure out a way to mount the amp on the wall. So stick around. Alright, so before I go too far forward, as you can see, we've got the amp mounted. Not quite fully wired yet, but we're getting there. I just figured I'd show you. We've got this thing mounted, and it's solid. And we put some 1/2 inch blown PVC back behind here, secured it down in here, and that's what we're screwing to. That way there's minimal damage to the car itself. Now, to get in there, this panel has to come out, which goes right along there, just like that. There is some pretty good clips, but you just start on one side and work your way to the other. Then you got to take out this sill plate here. You have a couple clips here, one here, and then there's a snap clip behind here, and then you can pull this whole thing out and maneuver it around to where you need it. So I'm going to start putting things back together, try and make this trunk look a little cleaner, finish up the wiring, and show you guys what you came here to see, and the finished product. We've already shown you the wiring. All that's really left now is to put a ground in there, clean up the wiring a little bit more, and get the sub box secured. So that'll be the easy part, because it comes with brackets. But I can't mount the box till I finish the wiring. But when I'm done, everything's going to be tucked in. You're not going to see a single wire, and it's going to look nice, clean, and give the customer as much trunk space as they need. So you stick around. We're going to finish this up, put this car back together, and get this back to the customer, and they can go enjoy it. So stick around. And there we have it. The amp and the sub are mounted, and they're pretty good. The wiring's all tucked out of sight. And while I just did shut the seat off, or close the seat that way, let's show you back here with minimal wiring. You got your power coming here, going up through, you got your speaker wire right there, and then you got your brackets there holding the seat in place. So now we got to put this stuff back together, and then work our way to the front and hook up this, make that look better. And then once it's done, we can let the customer know, and they can enjoy it. So stick around. We'll be right back with the wiring. Alright, thanks for sticking around. You saw the sub and amp install, and now you're seeing the power. Now, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to come off of one of these two terminals here, and that's where we'll get our power. And then we have the power that goes all the way around. Now, you might be sitting there looking at that green and saying, what the heck is that? That is my attempt to find out what kind of space I have between the hood liner and the battery. So I put that there. If the hood liner touches it, it's going to disturb it, and it'll leave a kink, kind of like that. I did that, tested it, and it was as straight as when I put it on there. So we got at least 1/2 inch clearance between the top of the fuse holder and the roof, or the hood. So what I've done, I have a piece of plastic that I've shaped so it bolts to here, and then it flattens out, and I'm going to zip tie the fuse holder down to right there. If I had height clearance, I could even lower it down like that, which I still might do just to give that much more. And then we'll get this hooked up to the power and go from there. Then we should be able to test it and let the customer know it's ready. And you can see what I do, see what it looks like. Hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, let me know what you think. And if there's anything else you want to see, just let me know, and when I do my next one, I'll see if I can't put that in there too. I can't say it'll be a 25 Mazda 3, but it's hard to say. Or it could be a 23 Jeep Compass, which this customer has as well. So I'm going to get this finished off, get everything zip tied, and we'll show you what it's like when it's done. So stick around. And there we go. Thanks to the magic of editing, we are done. As you can see, we got this cover back on. It's locked in place like it's supposed to be. Power wire comes out, goes up, goes to our fuse holder, and then continues out. And good part, we can take this bolt out, take that out, and they can easily take out the battery, put everything back in, and not have to, nothing's going to be in the way of anything else. So with that, we are done. Going to let the customer know. And while I do that, go hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. And stick around for the next video. Alright, so now you just saw the overview of the entire install. The line-out converter is tucked up by that little mid-base down there in the passenger floor. You saw the wiring where I did that. But the sub adds a lot of sound, but what really makes these little attempts at speakers, like I said, 4-inch with a little 1-inch tweeter up there, they really need all the help they can get. So if you go into the settings, and then you go down to sound settings, there will be an option right here, the sound adjustment mode. If you go to advanced, and then you can open up the equalizer, and you can actually change the EQ settings for what you like. Now I went and preset one here for the customer, which shows that, and to me, I'm quite happy with that sound. I can't say everyone else will be, but it has a lot of good clear highs, and with that sub, it really helps. So and then I went and I set the driver position, or the listening position, to the driver's seat, and that really helped focus the sound on the driver and gave it more of a real distinctive sound of where it's coming from. Now you may not like that. To me, it sounds really good now. It still needs some help. Those tweeters are really harsh. They just don't play like they could. But for what this is, that right there just really helped change the settings on the car, made the stereo sound that much better, and hopefully this will help you guys with your sound. And I know the customer is going to like it, so, because she loves her music, and we will get this going. So I'm going to stop rambling on, give you time to go hit that subscribe button, and until the next video, stay warm and keep it loud.